see, it's October 29th, 2011. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just got done watching the Nebraska game, so I'm coming out here and dig for a little bit. This house here, farmhouse, I hunted about 20 years ago and spent some time over here in this side yard. Found an old buffalo before the gal got nervous, I think, and ran off. Told me she had to go, so I had to leave. Never came back, and I always tried to figure out where this place was at. It's always kind of a unique area because it's got a long front yard with a long sidewalk that goes all the way down to the road. And when I was out here at first, a few weeks ago, just testing it out, I went around the back and everything, came up with a wheat set over here about 4 or 5 inches down, and another one over here in this area, and about the same depth. I can't remember what the dates, it's kind of irrelevant. A lot of iron in this area, and so the detector, the Etrac, would null out a little bit. So spent some time about a week ago going down here and looking around real carefully. Had to go real slow because of all the iron. Get the chance for the detector to respond. So I don't know what this thing is over here. It's like an old cistern. But I think it was over in this area I found that Taft watch fob from 1908, which is a political collector's item. It was kind of neat. Didn't think it was much at first. Over in this area I found a lot of, I think 4 Indian heads. I think 3 Indian heads over in this area. They were kind of scattered around, and still some pieces of iron over here. And then I found another one down the sidewalk here a little ways. So there's a lot more targets here. I know that to dig, and I'm sure there's going to be some barbers in here, maybe some silver, and who else. I've got that whole half of the yard down there to hunt yet. This is a perfect spot for a lot of coins to be lost by kids because it's a perfect playground for them. And then someday I'm going to get back there and behind the house. I did kind of briefly go around the clothesline back there. It's real clayish and real dry, and all those Indian heads were about probably 7 inches down, so it kind of wears yourself out digging a little bit, but that's all good. Anyway, I'm gonna go see if I can fire up the detector, get it tuned up, and go see if I can find some targets here. Well, it's hunted about 10 minutes, picked up the first target here. Kind of right around the neck hole, and it's set about 7 inches deep, so I'm going to go ahead and dig it anyway. That's about right for this area, so I'll see what we can come up with here. Videotaping with this cell phone, which ain't the best, but when that's the only thing you got, you got to dance with who you brung. Tough pushing down through this. Need to get one of those gator tools. Got some good dark dirt anyway. I'll get the old pistol probe out here and buy a detector probe. That comes in handy pretty good to see what's down here yet. Well, it's still down there, so get the old rag out here. Do it with one hand again. Takes a little bit longer. Start getting some dirt out of here. If it's a nickel, that's fine. Still there, but right around that area. Hear a little bit coming over the headphones, so push the dirt up off to the side so I don't scratch it or nick it. Slide the old dirt off to the side and put the new dirt here. Get that corner out of the way. It's still down there. Get a little closer. It could be a nickel. It was pretty solid, whatever it was. And I'll shove the dirt off there a little bit and get the next piece out. Still down there. That's what's fun about digging all these deep targets. It takes ever. The old days. Take the plug out, the bottom of the hole. Shotgun shell again, figures. Found several of those. But it was still. Okay, this is the second target. This might possibly be a coin. It kind of jumped around a little bit, but it was in the coin range. And it sounded like those old Indian heads I dug up earlier. They were set at about 8-9 inches deep. So this time, since I'm only using the one hand to record with and dig with the other, I pre-cut the plug out and put the rag down, and we got her spotted right down this area. And it's probably down there a little bit more, so I'll probably have to take a few hunks of dirt. Loosen up the soil with the screwdriver here a little bit. Kind of dig around where you think it is. So we'll nick it up. Check with the coin, the pistol probe. You know, I don't know what it is. Don't look like no coin. If it was a coin, it'd be still down there. That's some little button or something like that. There's another piece for the junk pile. Now this is a third target, and it's the first thing that sounded like any type of coin. But it sounded like a penny. But the thing is, it's real shallow. It's probably an inch down, but that don't mean nothing.
None shall pass.
And somebody's always got to call you while you're out digging too. Can't leave you alone. Alright, this is where the old pistol probe comes in handy. See where that thing's at. Right there. Let's see here. Okay, if it was a coin that was on the surface, I would have hit it by now. That's all it gives. Took the headphones off and the protector's going nuts. Got to readjust that a little bit. Alright, what gives here? Well, there it is, whatever it is. It feels kind of big, so didn't think I'd have to dig this, but I will just get it done. I passed up a couple targets. It seemed okay. One Probably was a pull tab. Maybe another shotgun shell, maybe another nickel, but I know where they're at, so I can go back to them. Can't ever be easy. Yeah, it's right down there. That's special. Well, it's got wood too on it. Who knows what that is? It's brass. You know what that was? I think that was a harmonica. That's what that was. Interesting. It was down about 4 inches. Yep, I'm sure that's what it was. Bet you I can still play it. But that means there's old stuff around here yet. Somebody losing their harmonica. Oh, interesting. Alright, cover it up. Yeah, this is about the 5th or 6th, maybe 7th target. Didn't bother recording the other ones because they're probably junk anyway, or they were junk. But this is kind of iffy. We're about 4 or 5 inches down. It kind of sounded like a Indian or a penny or something like that, but it was kind of, couldn't pinpoint it, but what the heck, I'll bring it out, the camera out. So whatever it is, it's right in this area. Crap of dirt on the sides. It wasn't very deep. Now, whatever that is, a piece of wire or something. Well, actually, it's a piece of, who knows, brass. Looks like a hook. No wonder it sounded iffy. But it's solid metal, whatever it is. Alright, throw that in the junk pile. And well, this is the one time I didn't have the notion to bring the camera out. But it was kind of a goofy thing. That's why I had to take 2 plugs here. But it did come up with a small Indian head. 1906. So, focus somewhere. That was about 4 inches down. It was a good solid reading. Kind of jumped around a little bit because there's iron all over in here. So I got a lot of chirping on that. But hey, at least it's a coin for today, but no barbs yet. So it'll clean up alright. For an Indian. Okay. Hit another target right beside where I found the Indian head, which is right there, and that's probably the reason why I had trouble pinpointing it. Sounds exactly the same, about 12, 19, bouncing up and down, and about the same depth. And got everything. That's what happens when you hit cell phones. I accidentally hit stop. Anyway, there's the house up there, relationship, and there's where I found the other Indian. So I got a little smarter again this time. And maybe I'll capture all this on film. So, and take a plug out of there. Yeah, it's hard again. Took the headphones off even because I get I'm tired of hearing detector noise coming on the phone. A little breezy out, not too bad. I'll live with it. But I sure like to find some silver. Plug it out of there. Outside. Some of the stuff. There's the hole. Alright, let's see what the old pistol probe says. This is right down there yet. Full of stuff there. check it again. A little off to the side. Let's try it again. Just loosen the dirt around it. Nope, I think I see it right there. Where'd it go? It's right there in my hand. Another penny, probably an Indian head. Definitely Indian. And I don't know what date it is. Get a little bit out of it. Something, probably 1900 maybe. Maybe it's 1890. 1900 it looks like. We have a solid 1900s coming out of there. It'll focus sometime. I guess it doesn't like to focus. Hey, it's a find. It was down. I'm gonna plug it here. Right down about here. Somewhere. Now back down a little bit here again. This ain't very deep. That's a good solid 1336, 1236. Not much bouncing around. Pretty solid, but it's only like 4 inches down, if that. So I thought, well, maybe, who knows what it is. It's not as deep as the Indian heads, but what the heck. Pull the old camera out. Sometimes a lot more work pulling this camera out than it is just recovering the thing straight out. But I hadn't tried it before. Grass is tough. Helps a little bit here because it's a little bit in the shade. It hasn't dried out as much. And this old digging tool is probably a little dull because it's having a tough time getting down through these grass roots here. But who knows what's down here. Dug up a few other targets between those Indians and this. They didn't amount to much. So let's see what we got here. And there's the road over here. Drive by who notices me. Probably nobody. Sidewalk. About in that area is right there. In the middle is where I found the Indian heads, right beside the sidewalk, in relationship to the house. This would have been a great playground for kids. Because all they could do is just run, hide in the trees. The trees would probably be pretty good to get in there. But they're not cut very low. So you have to crawl a little bit. Now who knows? Let's finish getting this guy out of here. Whatever it is. Yeah. Probably should get the rag out. It might not be worth it anyway. Who knows? But you never know until you get it out of the ground. And it is right there. Ah, heck. Get the rag out. Kind of makes it a little neater. I'd come out here earlier, some of the plugs from last week were pulled up. I don't know if some animal did that or what, but who knows. Let's see here. Got the old coin probe, that kind of comes in handy. It's got a little ball bearing tip on the end, and this thing needs to focus a little better. But anyway, let's go find this thing here. Have not found any clads in this area, this yard. So more shotgun shells. Let's see. Just going to come up here. I don't see anything right offhand. Let's get the dirt out of there. Probably not a coin. Maybe, who knows. Still down there. Let's toss it. Get the old protective coin case. Got this expensive phone out here, video record, getting all dusty and everything. Another car going by. Kind of slow there. It's probably not a coin because that's pretty deep. Yeah, whatever it is, I think that's it. Part of a lock. Bottom of an old padlock, probably. Who knows? Brass. Okay, next. Another target. It's about 4:36 here. I'll try for a little bit more. I got the gardening, most of the gardening done out of the way so I can hang on to this cell phone. And then stick the glove back on. Using my teeth. Try to keep the cell phone clean. This sounded real good at first. And kind of sounded real good and solid. Like 12:36. Repeated it a bunch of times, and then it started getting a little chirpy and off center and kind of goofy, and who knows, but I thought, the heck. Bring the camera out, get the hole dug, and right down there. So see what it'll reveal here. It sounded like just a penny at first. Who knows? It was pretty solid at first. Get some of the tail ends out of the way there. So there. You can hear the interference of that probe over the headphones a little bit. It's alright. I can live. Originally said it was, is that another shotgun shell? Sure looks like it. Yep. Figures. Owner was chirping around a little bit. But that's what you get when you're out here in the country. Alright, 5 o'clock, right on the nose. Got my 2 hours detecting done for the day. Nothing but a bunch of shotgun shells. They look like 12 gauge. And a 410. And those 2 Indian heads down there. And a old rotten harmonica. But it wasn't too bad. But I'm dug out for the day. I got the last half on the right side to go down there. And got the left side kind of covered and all that. I went over the few areas where I'd found Indian heads before, but didn't find anything else there. No silver. Nothing else. Kind of surprising. But I got to hit over in this area a little bit more. Maybe a little bit behind the house. And see how long that walkway is. So I've never seen too many places like that with a yard. And I see a lot of deer crap down there, and I see places where they lay down, so they must come down here at night and feed and bed down during the daytime, maybe, who knows. But anyway, gotta head out. Maybe better luck next time.